Hey boaters, Keith McGowan here. I am the Outboard Dad here to help you have a better boating experience. Today, our 70 horse lower unit rebuild. We're going to finish this up in this one episode. I'm not doing any more episodes. I try to not make them too long because I don't want to bore you guys, but I'm going to just try and go for and get this done. Got to get it done. Somebody wants it. So if you need it, maybe that guy will fall through because you know how it is. Sometimes you say, yeah, I want that when you're done, and then you don't hear from the person again. So if you're looking for a 70 horsepower, Evinrude, this was from a 1999, 1998 motor, freshwater motor in really good condition. Well, you're going to find out how good it is because we'll do a pressure test after we get the seals in. Don't forget my used outboard motor buying guides for sale on Amazon. It is just a short grab and go, and so it doesn't have a lot of details in it, but it is the high points you need to know if you're going to look, and a tool list if you're going to look at a used outboard motor or a boat with a used outboard on it that you're looking to purchase. So let's get into our gears next, right? So this is pretty straightforward. It's not a whole lot, nothing to see here, not a whole lot to see. We already inspected the gears. We know that the gear is good, except for that little piece of gasket material on it. There is a little ring in here. We make sure that stays on there. And we're just going to go ahead and slide it in. There's a bearing on the back, and there is a washer that goes on there. Making sure we put it on the same way it came off. And the bearing carrier has a bearing in it that rides also on that. So we're just going to push this into place. And make sure it's all the way in. And we can double check by turning our shaft to make sure everything spins. Now what we're going to do is take our ring, same way it came off with the hole in the bottom, and we're going to put that inside because that's what we're going to connect to the 4 bolts. So we make sure we try to get it lined up as best we can inside here so that the 4 bolt holes are somewhat where they need to be. We'll double check it again after we get our clips in. So our clip rings, or whatever we're deciding to call these big fat old snap rings, we're going to put in next. This got a little dirty, so just clean it up. Now if you remember, in the last episode we cleaned that area where this seal is going to meet up. Now there's not a seal in there right now because I'm going to put a little silicone in it. So it slips inside there, and also to help seal it off a little bit but not too much. So we're going to get the first one in. Now the key here is this one has to go in the back groove. There's 2 grooves. So we want to watch and make sure we're all the way back with this one after our pliers fall off. And that's all the way back. Let's see, it didn't go all the way back on the bottom. Okay, second snap ring. There we go. Get all 4 holes lined up perpendicularly so they're nice and straight. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, now you can see our plate and our 2 snap rings inside there. So we can now get our bearing carrier ready to go and the 4 bolts that are going to go into those 4 holes. All right, our bolts are all ready. This is all nice and clean. I'm going to put it in the way it says up, up. I am going to put a little bit of white lithium on this shaft where our seals go. Just always like to have a little extra lube on there for our seals when they're fresh. And we'll slip this into place. Centering it as best we can. Now I can already look through and see if I'm close with my bolt holes. I can also stick a wire in there, like a hanger in there, and try and find those bolt holes as well, or line them up a little better, because they're always a little bit off. I'm never right on the money. So let me get a hanger we can stick in there. line up our bolt holes. Now we'll get our bolts in one by one. All right, so now we'll see how good we have it lined up. Put our bolts in. Feels like it's threading. Yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy. I just know I got it caught a couple threads. We're still centered. Yeah, feels good. Let me show you inside. All right, so you can see the bolt in there. See if I can get it to focus inside there a little more. Yeah, it's only focusing on the outside. But anyway, you see the bolts in there. We're going to tighten them up now. All right, now all we have to do is tighten them up. Get them going evenly. And then we'll put our shift shaft cover on with the new shift shaft seal. And then we'll be ready for a pressure test. Okay, so shift shaft pretty straightforward. We have a plate here we cleaned up, and we're going to clean up. We're just going to put a little brake cleaner on there, a little bit of silicone. We already have some light white lithium on the shaft here, ready to go with the new seal in there. So pretty straightforward. We're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up, get the gasket on there. We'll fish this down. I have written down it's 6 turns, and we'll get this in place for pressure testing. Okay, just thin a layer on both sides of the gasket. Now we can go ahead and line up our shift shaft. And I'll make sure it grabs with one turn. That's grabbed. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of had half a turn there grabbing it. So now that that's in place and we know it's where it needs to be, now it's not going back on the same motor, so that adjustment may need to be done again when someone puts it on a different motor. Or they might change out the shift shaft completely. Sometimes they'll use this same lower unit but for a different model motor. So now we'll go ahead and drop that into place. Get our 4 bolts in, and then we're ready for pressure testing. So if you look closely at this shaft, somebody did have a little trouble getting the water pump off. Now that may look, oh man, but it is not that deep. It's really just in the corner there and on this corner here. I mean, they did go a little further than they probably should have, but it certainly will not cause a problem. This was on a running motor as well, but people should know that before they buy. Okay, moment of truth. After all that work, high-tech pressure testing kit. If you can watch it in any of my other videos, you can see what it's all about. We're going to pressurize this to 10 pounds. Should hold for 10 minutes, not 10 seconds. It's leaking from my fitting. Let me tighten that up a little bit. It's all oily, so I need to get a pair of pliers on it. You can use a air compressor if you choose. I just like to do it by hand. So there we are, 10 pounds. I'm gonna take a listen. Don't hear anything. We got a new plug up top. We got a new plug for the bottom. We'll let that hold for 10 minutes and we should be good to go. All right, let's check the gauge. What's it say? 10 pounds on the nose. So this one is ready to go. So we'll put this one up for sale, and hopefully someone can use this to get back out on the water. We're going to do a water pump next. I'll probably order that up. Also, there's no screens inside here. I'll probably order that too. Just make it look really nice for somebody. So please like, subscribe, send any comments that you have, and we'll look forward to seeing you out on the water. Have a great day.